Hello students, here from the 12th point onwards, we have the discussion on T. T is not pronounced before CH. What are the examples? Match, MATCH. Here you can find T before CH. So CH is present here. Before this T, it's not pronounced. Example 2, which, WITCH. CH is present. This T is not pronounced. And sketch, CH before this T. So match, we don't say match. It's which, we never say which. Sketch, but not sketch. So match, which, sketch. Under the discussion of T, we have at least four propositions in this theoretical perspective of silent letters. This is the first one. Before CH, T is not pronounced. Second one, if a word ends with STEN, you might see here, T becomes silent. How? LISTEN. STN is present, STN, and TN. So in these examples, T becomes silent. It becomes silent. Just zero. So what is the pronunciation? How is it going to be? We might say listen. It is very common. We come across people say listening, z, ja or z, za. These two are wrong. The appropriate one is sa. You know sa in Telugu? Sa. Is different from z. So listening to music. We have to say like that. Listen, fasten, moisten, soften. Okay? Listen, fasten, moisten, and soften. The third application under T is if a word ends with STLE. If a word ends with STLE, T is not pronounced. In this word, STLE is present. STLE. Castle, hustle, pestle, and rustle. Among these four words, we have STLE, and each word tells us that this T inside STLE is not pronounced. So we should say castle instead of castle. It's not hustle, but hustle. It's not pestle, but pestle. Please repeat after me. While I give you this, exercise drill, you also please try to say along with me. You would feel better. Pestle, rustle, castle, and hustle. We have seen three different applications. Number 4, if a word ends with et, particularly in French language. You please identify this. Particularly in French language, if a word ends with et, such as BALLET, BUFFET, GOURMET, BOUQUET, DEBUT. These words are French words. They have been borrowed from French language. So it is very common to say ballet, buffet, gourmet, bouquet, debut or debut. This is how we usually hear. All these are bad pronunciations. So what is the best way? How to understand? When you come across these words anywhere, be it in the classroom or on the piece of paper, in the form of text, maybe, or when you are required to make a presentation, or maybe you need to talk about your project during an interview, please do understand these French words that end with et. Here it is different. We should not make it louder. That means it's a silent. It becomes silent. So how would it be then? BALLET, ballet. Can you say that? Ballet. And BUFFET, buffet. GOURMET, gourmet. gourmet, otherwise, gourmet, Bouquet, bouquet, Debut, debut. Okay, friends, let us repeat once again: ballet, buffet, gourmet, bouquet, debut. This is the scope of the under this silent letters, particularly consonants category. Point number 13 highlights the discussion on W. W becomes a silent in the words beginning with WR and WH. If you look at the words WRITE, it begins with WR. This one WR, 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 and WR. Here WH, WH, WH. So W is silent in these words. We usually say at high school level, and even people with less focus and exposure on English grammar and pronunciation, they tend to say, write a letter to your father, write, I am writing a letter. Please stop using English like this. Friends, take a look at this. WR, it begins with WR here. W is silent. Wrong, W is silent. Ring, W is silent. And wreck, W is silent. Wrist, W is silent. Whole, whole, W is silent. Who, W is silent. Who, W is silent. This is the scope of the consonant W under this particular chapter, silent letters. And coming to the last alphabet, Z. There aren't many words with Z. Okay, only two words. Well, Z, only two examples have been given, but they are very difficult. So, how will you pronounce this word? Can you try? How will this word be pronounced? Laces. Lay, lessers, otherwise, lessers, fair. Lessers fair. Can we pronounce like this? Okay, let's take a look at this. Rendezvous. 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 These two pronunciations, the way in which they have been, outlined to be pronounced is absolutely wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. But what is the right way? It's simply laissez. Can you say laissez? Fur. Laissez fur. Laissez fur. Can you say that? Correct. Laissez fur. Laissez fur. And this was explained in the first one or two videos under this topic. It's not rendezvous, it's rendezvous. Rendezvous. French origin. Rendezvous. What is that? Can you say? Correct. Rendezvous. Rendezvous. Laissez faire. Laissez faire. Rendezvous. Please check the meanings. Look up the words in the dictionary. You would get some idea as what these words stand for. And finally, at the end of this lesson, there is a piece of advice for all of us. What is the advice? Listening phonetic transcription. After we have made an attempt to learn the theory behind and various tidbits of focal points under this topic, we arrive at a conclusion that there are so many parameters to fix the pronunciation of a word, and some letters go missing, some letters are pronounced, some letters are silent. In either way, we don't give much importance to that particular letter in the particular word. That's a silent letter. If we want to improve, other than these guidelines, if you have to improve more and be better in speaking English, what should we do? This is an advice. Listening. Please listen regularly to English podcasts, listen to interviews, watch news channels, and watch movies, preferably good movies. Phonetic transcription. Phonetic transcription, I have given you some clarity on different sounds. So there are 44 sounds. So those 44 sounds will help you recognize in the dictionary, even digital dictionary, if you take your tablet or else personal mobile, you would find each word and its phonetic transcription that helps identify and listen to appropriate English. Then you will be able to examine and see where a particular letter is not pronounced and possibly gets down. Now we have arrived at this particular end of this entire topic, silent letters. I believe you have got a lot of information across these different parts. I think this is the fifth part of this particular chapter. Those who have been taking exams um, at the end of this academic year are actually blessed and expected to do well in the examination. If you have got any doubts or any kind of questions you want to ask me, you can just drop a line and my number is displayed in this video, in all videos. You can WhatsApp me. I would definitely be helpful to you. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Happy English learning.